Okay, peace and blessings. Um, you hate to do live like this, and I'm always seem to be late to the punch. One of the reasons, I ain't gonna never catch the break the news or catch things fast because I'm a truck driver, and man, I be working. But I have analysis on what have happened in the Jeremy Brown shooting. Okay, the Jeremy Brown and Mrs. Hood. Okay, and this is beyond ridiculous. This is beyond ridiculous. Okay, this is a culture. This is a culture, and there's gonna be a lot of people that's not gonna like what I gotta say, especially if you on a man point of view. Okay, um, I actually saw the video, and every time I see the video, I see a weak ass man. Every time I see the video, and I keep repeating, looking at the video, just trying to find something in the video that gives this man a reason to punch on this woman. Just give any kind of reason, just some kind of reason. Just show me, did she try to fight him, or did she try to stab him? Did she try to do something? Would warrant a man to punch a woman like I just saw, like I saw on the video? I don't care if a woman is mouthing off. I don't care if she's hollering, calling you a bunch of bitch ass this, bitch ass that. It never warrants you to put your hands on a woman. It never. It never comes to the equation. That you spaz out over some goddamn probably or some chicken or whatever the hell y'all was trying to get. Over some fast food, whatever the hell. It never warrants that a man punches a woman, and where I'm just trying to figure out, would that same man done that if her man was there? If she had a man that was beside her, would he have that energy to put his hands on a woman like that? I'm just trying to figure that out. And for some of these men, you're disgusting, who sat around, watched this woman get punched in the face. It's just unbearably. I mind my business too. I'm one of these brothers. I try to stay out of people's shit, but there are certain businesses that you just don't get out. That's one of the business. Watching just watching this woman. She's not innocent. By no means, she's wrong. Also, by no means, this lady is innocent, because she is instigating. There's a time where you need to just shut the fuck up and walk away, because this man say on God, on his grandmother, that he's about to hit you. So at some point, you got to know better than this too, lady. At some point, you got to know that your mouth is going to get you in trouble. But by no means, this man has a right to punch that woman like that. He has a right. You know what? And let me tell you something. I applaud the young man. I applaud the young man for shooting this bastard. I applaud this young man who's 14 years old and had the guts to shoot this bastard. Jeremy Brown's, I don't know who, I'm sorry. That was a legit self-defense. And when it comes down to a young man watching his mama, let me tell you something, the worst thing for a young man. What's up, Claude? The worst thing, welfare in the house, for a young man is to watch his mama be beaten. That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing, for a young man to watch his mother be beaten. Okay? And I don't care if she's right. I don't care if she's wrong. A young man being put in a situation where he's watching his mother being punched in the face. And I don't give a damn how some of you men feel that she's running her mouth. She can run her mouth to Timbuktu as long as she ain't putting her hands on the man. And even if she putting her hands, you don't have to knock it around like that. You're stronger. Men are generally stronger than women. Okay? We just stronger. But if she has a knife, she's about to take your life. I can see you trying to knock her ass off you. But this was different, sir. Okay? He's a woman beater. Claude, he's a serious woman beater. This dude here has done that before. That sick bitch has done that before. And karma just happened to happen for him. His day just happened to happen. Everybody has a time. And everybody got their karma. Everybody. Whatever the fuck you have done in the dark, always come to the light. The evil things that you do, people, it will come back in folds. Everything that you do evil comes back to you. And anybody who sit there and have any kind of defense of Jeremy Brown, then that tells me something about you. That tells me something about you. I have never seen, goddamn, that you would think that's not even his woman. This was a woman that they were in line at a restaurant or fast food place. And I have never seen a man who don't even know this person just beat. He was literally trying to. He couldn't. The trip part about it. He punched like a woman because he was literally trying to knock the woman out. And to be honest with you, he'd have got his ass whipped by a real man. A real man would have beat his ass because that lady was eating. She ate the first lick. That woman ate the first lick, and he couldn't knock her out. He couldn't knock her out. He tried to knock her out, and the son was not having it. The son was not fucking having it. And I'm gonna sit here and tell you like this. He's a punk bitch. And I don't talk about people who pass away. Look, he deserved what he got. And he would have done this to another woman. He had no telling how many women he has done this to. If he's doing this to a total stranger, imagine what he's doing to his own wife or own girlfriend or sister. No matter, for him to do that to a stranger and have that much anger inside of him, that tells me a lot about this cat. That tells me a lot about this cat. I was very, very disturbed. That was disturbing. It was disturbing. And then, like I say, anybody that have any defense for this guy, please unsubscribe to me, because you truly don't. And I'm gonna say it again. You truly don't like women. And I'm just being honest to you. You truly don't like women. Any man that sit there and say and come up with excuses about she was deserved to get punched in the mouth tells me about you. And that's why I have to leave some of these conscious community guys. Some of these guys, leave them a fuck alone. Because they got some of these dudes who are like polite, like some of these Pan-African dudes, like some of these Hebrew Israelites, some of these brothers who believe in beating the hell out of women. Some of these Pan-African dudes believe in beating the hell out of women. I just don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it. And wouldn't have that same energy in the streets for a man. Wouldn't have that same fucking energy for a man. Wouldn't put his fucking hands up to a man. And I was just so embarrassed by the men that was in that restaurant. I was so embarrassed. And I don't even know the brothers. They was in the line just looking. You could have at least gotten away. Tried to calm the man down. The OG was like, when he saw the gun, he was hurry up and getting the hell out of there. But the OG could have talked to the brother. OG could have said, look, young man, calm down. There was no man I seen willing to stand there and say, calm down, young man, calm down. His life would be saved if somebody would have intervened and say, calm down. Calm down, brother. Sometimes we can save other people by just intervening, by just getting in the way. Sometimes we could just get in the way of some bullshit and stop. His life, Jeremy Brown, would still be living. And that lady wouldn't have been punched and it would have moved on. But there was a bunch of people in there and men watching this lady get clocked in the head. And it took a real man, a 14-year-old real man. A real man. Because the only man I seen was the 14-year-old. A 14-year-old real man knew that I had to protect my mama. Some people need to go. And that's one thing. I disagree with Umar Johnson on a lot of things. But I agree with Umar Johnson on this. Some of our people some of these little brothers gotta go. That's the one thing I gotta agree with Umar Johnson on. Some of these brothers, in order for us to regrow our communities and build new communities, some of these brothers gotta go. And some of them gotta go through debt. So I don't know who raised these guys. I don't understand who raised these young men. It's clearly that woman was no threat to this man, and words hurt you that much. And now you in the ground. Now you're gonna be buried. It's just a terrible situation. I don't wish for nobody's to be gone. Nobody to be perished like that. But the brother, you know what? He was asking for it. And there was like I said, there was no men willing to stand up. No men. I would have thought a man would have just tried to stand in the way. And them weak ass punches. I just don't understand, y'all. And who was, people being the cameraman, everybody want fucking views. Everybody is recording shit. But nobody's trying to stop shit. I'm starting to see that everybody, it's okay to camera shit because, it was proof of what he done. But so many people just camera and not helping out, not trying to stop shit, intervene, but everybody just trying to go fucking viral. Every chance you get, you see motherfuckers just trying. You can save a life if you just intervene in certain situations in your life. I just don't get it, y'all. And forgive me for feeling this way. Forgive me for feeling some type of way. I don't understand this shit. But maybe it was needed for that to happen. Maybe it was needed for that man to go. Because trust me, he done that before. That ain't the first time. That ain't the first time he beat on a woman. That was just the last time he beat on a woman. I'm just letting you know. It's like I said, the real man in this situation was the 14-year-old boy. That was the real man in this situation. And just like Claudia said, she said, he's just a woman beater to feel okay to punch that lady. And that's just the honest opinion. That is the perfect example of a woman beater. And a sick, and like I said, we have a lot of sick people in the community. We really have sick people in the community. And I'm just being honest, we really got sick people. And you can best believe that brother had a lot of problems, a lot of things. He probably been abused. I'm not making excuses for Jeremy Brown, but most of the time they watch their mothers be abused. So they try to they abuse others. It's the environment of growing up. He probably disliked his mother because he watched his mother get beat on. So a lot of these young men do not like their mothers. There's a lot of young men who envy their mama. It's sad, especially so-called black people. And I'm going to say so-called black people because we don't like to be called black, but I'm going to say black. When it's a situation like this, I'm going to say black because it's just a dead situation. When it comes down to people of color, there's a lot of so-called black young men who don't love their mothers. And that's why they treat other people, other women, with disrespect. But that young man loved his mother. He ran into the wrong young man. And that 14-year-old boy loved his mother enough to pull that trigger. And I don't condone any young man to go out there shooting people. But if you're going to defend your mama, that's what you're supposed to do. What young man ain't supposed to defend their mama? That ain't nothing but respect. What young man ain't supposed to defend his wife or his mama or his sister? And that's just what it is. That young man did a great job of defending his mother. It's just a tragic situation. There's a lot of panels going on TikTok. There's a lot of panels going on YouTube. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. And they also have a lot of people justifying. There's a lot of people who are justifying the shit that's going on. Cheryl, what's going on, Cheryl? What's going on, sister baby girl? I'm just very, 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 very upset about what happened. Jeremy Brown ended up. I'm actually upset and very proud of the young man who defended his mother. And from what I'm hearing, that all the charges are dropped. I'm hearing that the charges are dropped against Mrs. Hook and her son. All charges are dropped. And it should have been dropped because that was self-defense. Because one thing y'all got to understand is we're not on the same playing field. And I have been saying this for a very long time. Our people are not on the same playing field when it comes down to Caucasian people. Because if this was a situation where this was another race of people, when you talk about Caucasian, if this was a YT family and a young man from the YT community would have blew away a person for defending his mother, these people would have never got put in custody. They would have never got put in custody. And these are the things I tell people all the time. Shout out to Big Dog Philly. These are the things I talk about. We're not on the same playing field. These are the things that I talk about all the time. You think that you are, but you're not. We got to go through the runaround just to get justice. It's always been like that with our people. We have to always go through the runaround. They have to see the fucking tapes. They got to see all this. You can clearly see that young man had the right to defend his mother. He had the right to bear arms, even though he's not legal enough to to have a gun. He was able to get his mother's gun and defend his mother, and that was honorable. Okay, I just don't know what's wrong with this generation. What we feel that if somebody says something to you, and they mouth off at you, and we just assume we could just knock the fuck out of people. We could bust women in the mouth, bust people in the mouth because of words. Words, we have the emotional. We got people that live within emotional. This is emotional generation. This is female tactics. And no disrespect to the female, this is men acting like females. Because ain't no way in the world you get that emotional when you want to punch the woman. What could she say to you to cut you like that when you're going to punch this woman in public like that? When you're going to punch her in the face like that in front of all them people in the restaurant? That young man did what he had to do. Protect your own at any cost. Okay? My son would have done the same thing. Yes, and that's what they're supposed to do. And that's the same thing if your son, even a father, if Don't you know that your sons or your daughter will protect their daddy? Your son or your daughter will protect their daddy. Your children are going to protect their daddy or their mama. And especially their mama, because we train our boys to protect women. That's what most good men do. We raise our boys to protect women. That's natural. That's nature. That's what we're supposed to do. They are born protectors. That's what they're supposed to do. A man is born to protect a female. That's just what they're supposed to do. So he was bred to protect his mother. And he's going to make a great protector for his wife. He's going to be a great protector for his wife. And now we're making, what we have now is weak generational people. These young people are so feminine. And I mean that in a very polite manner. That anybody can say stuff and get under their skin to where they want to fight. And they fighting women now. These feminine men fighting women out here. Ain't nothing but a bunch of bitches. Raised up bitches who want to fight women. You don't see that same energy. And like I told you before, I don't know where that, I don't know what city, I don't know where it was at. Anybody know what city that was? But I'm so embarrassed about the OG. The OG was sitting in line. He ran his ass when that young man was about to shoot. And rather than them get in the middle, see, these OGs are not like I came up on. They would have jumped in the way, and they would have calmed the brothers down. They would have calmed that young brother down and said, look, man, why don't you go your way, man? This ain't even, that a real OG would have stepped the fucker in and said, look, man, that ain't what the fuck you want to do. That ain't what the fuck you want to do. Get your ass out this store and go home, man. Calm the fuck down. That's what a real man would have did. A real man would have stepped in and stopped that shit. And then Jeremy Brown would not be unalive right now. Jeremy Brown would still be alive, and that young lady, and that young man wouldn't have had the blood on his hand. But because we don't have protectors, we don't have the right teachers no more. That young man is raised in an environment where he's feminine. He has feminine energy. Anytime he's out here putting his hands, decking the woman. Like I say, he them weak ass punches because she was eating them punches. That young lady was eating them motherfucking punches. Because like I say, Big Dog Philly, come on now, you know damn well you the Big Dog Philly. You would have stepped in. Big brother, you would have stepped in and said, look, man, this ain't what the right thing to do. You would have stepped there and calmed the man down. You would have some kind of way intervened as a elder, as a big brother. You would have stepped in. You would have stepped in. I know you would have stepped in, brother. And we're falling short, family. We're falling short as a nation of people. We're falling short. We're falling short. We're falling short, family. We're falling short. We don't give a fuck no more. We don't care about what goes on with other people because what goes on with other people can affect you. You might believe, mind your business. One of these days, the shit gonna affect you. One of these days, there's gonna be a situation where shit gonna affect you. And you're gonna want somebody to step in. I'm telling you. You didn't have to get in and fight the man. But there's many ways you could have talked that man out of a bad situation. And that man could be alive right now. Jeremy Brown could be alive right now. And Miss Hooks would not have her son with the blood on his hand. It's a 14-year-old boy. It's a 14-year-old boy who was more man than any of the men that was in that restaurant. Even a store owner was a coward. Even a store owner was a fucking coward. Dre in the house. Even the store owner was a coward. Because you would have thought that they were called the police by now. You would thought, see, if this was the YT people being threatened, if this was a so-called white woman that was being threatened, they would have had the police there in 2 seconds. They would have jumped in the way for this YT woman. They would have jumped in. Everybody would have been protecting this YT woman. But when it comes down to our women, they don't have no protection. Our women don't have protection. They don't have protection from us, and they don't have protection from other groups of people. Our women get the least protection out of all of the women, out of all women, and I'm telling you, all women. They don't. That's why Sandra Bland ended up the way she was, unalived. That's why Sandra Bland was unalived, because she was a strong melanated woman who spoke up for herself. And because of her mouth, she had got unalived, and they couldn't take her mouth. And they unalived that woman. See, there's a lot of weak-ass men who can't take them strong, wild Indians. These wild, strong women. See, our women they're very strong. And there's a lot of weak-ass men who can't handle these women, because they don't have enough energy. See, they weak themselves. And let me tell you something. I'm going to sit in here and tell you, she was wrong too. She was fucking wrong too. Because she should have shut her fucking mouth up. And some of you women need to, you got to understand, you can't beat no fucking man. Stop running your fucking mouth, and you put your son in a bad situation. It could have ended up bad for you and your son. Stop putting your sons in these situations. You cannot talk to any man stupid out here. All of these men are not strong fucking men. They got some weak ass men out here. They got some weak ass feminine men out here. And they will bust your ass in the head. There ain't no strong ass men out here. So you need to shut your fucking mouth up and stop trying to contest a man out in the fucking street. Stop doing this shit to yourself. I call a spade a spade. I call a spade a spade. And it is what it is. We gotta stop this shit. We gotta stop. We gotta, what I always tell people, that we gotta stop parading our own and patting motherfuckers on the back. Stop patting motherfuckers on the back for bad behavior. Okay? Stop patting motherfuckers on the back for bad behavior. Because she put this woman put her child and herself in danger. Imagine if that young man would have missed. Imagine if that young man would have missed. So all I'm telling y'all, while y'all sitting up there patting the young man, patting the mother on the fact, you got to criticize her ass too. I'm gonna be the one to say it. I'm putting both of them on the panel. The man who's unalived, he's gone, because Jeremy Brown, you put that on yourself, because he has a history of beating women. That's a man. That sick bastard that ain't the first woman. That ain't the first woman. Okay? He beat on other women before. Trust me on that. He just ran into the wrong one. It's just karma when motherfuckers go out here thinking that they can do anything that they want to people. Running their fucking mouth, because I can see how he was. He talking about on his grandmother. What kind of grandmother fucking raised you? What kind of, well, mama. See, your grandmother raised your ass because your mama wasn't there for your ass. Okay? So you're mad at your mama because you didn't bring up your mama, you brought up your grandmother. Some of these are weak ass men. And he met his maker. So I'm criticizing both parties. I'm criticizing that jackass who's sitting up there fighting a woman because he ain't no damn man. And I'm criticizing a woman for putting her son in a bad situation. I'm criticizing her for putting her son in a bad situation. I ain't one of these YouTubers that's gonna sit up and say she right, oh, she right. No, I'm not doing that. Because she shouldn't have done that. Because you can't just go around cussing people out, calling people out their name. Motherfuckers will deal with you in these streets. Y'all got to be careful, men and women. This is a different age, different day and age. This is a violent time. Okay? This is a violent time in our life. And we have to understand, if you don't recognize that, you never will. Okay? We're not in a very nice situation, family. We're not in a kumbaya motherfucking situation. People just don't, everybody don't love you. Everybody ain't gonna take your shit. Everybody ain't gonna take your shit. And I'm gonna sit there, shout out to Dice TV in the house. Christine Downs in the house. I want y'all to understand this. There was a lesson to be learned. There's a lesson to be learned. And the lesson is for both of these people. Understanding that his ass ain't gonna get no more lessons. His ass is 6 feet under. But this is a lesson for some of you ladies out there. Stop fucking putting your sons in bad situations. Stop putting your children in bad situations. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Because it could have ended up bad, family. I'm very upset about both situations. I'm very upset with the whole situation. Okay? That young man, you know, he still got the blood on his hands because of his mama poor choices. Stop getting up there acting all street out there in the motherfucking streets with fucking grown men. All these men are not gonna fucking have respect for you. Some of these men are not raised right. Some of these men are not quality fucking men. Stop running your mouth unless you got your man on the side of you who gonna protect your ass. Stop running your fucking mouth with all of these men out here who you don't even fucking know. Some of these men will bat you in your fucking mouth. It just so happened that your son would have had your back. And I'm letting you know this. Everybody, I see women today talking about they got a penis. Walking around talking about they got a penis. These men are stronger than you. These men are stronger than you. Stop acting like this. You are royalty. Act like a lady. Don't be out there going back and forth with these men. Because that man is a sissy. That man was a punk. That man couldn't even knock her out. Weak ass of punches. She ate that shit. That woman ate them punches. That's a weak ass man fighting a woman like that. Weak ass man. And that's the environment that he growed up. I'm sorry that I'm so angry because it just it pisses me off in our community. We don't protect melanated women at all. Shame on all of us. As a whole nation, we just don't protect our women. It's self-defense. But it doesn't make the lady right. It's self-defense, and it does not make the lady right. There have many women I have seen go extreme with men, knowing they can't beat the men. I seen a woman go all in. I seen many men who were very restrained of themselves, very quiet. They didn't even, I seen a woman spit in a man's face. But that man didn't put his hands on her, didn't do nothing, walked away. Everybody not gonna let you spit in their face. Everybody not gonna let you put your fingers in their face. Everybody not gonna let you disrespect them. So you got to understand, ladies, that you are not a man, and these men out here are feminine women. They're running around, they got a lot of victim and a lot of chip on their shoulder. A lot of these men running around like they got chips on their shoulder, waiting for the damn person to jump. They ain't jumping at real men, but they're going to jump at women and children. They jump at women and children, but they don't jump at real men. Her ass would have been grass spitting. I'm telling you. Y'all got to understand these things. If you don't want to be hit, then you don't hit. Respect goes both ways. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And we celebrate. What we do, we celebrate bad culture. We celebrate that shit. We get up on panels and we sit there and make her out to be a hero. We make her out to be a hero and say that he was just all wrong. Both of them motherfuckers was wrong. Both of them was wrong. You can't sit there and just look at her being a victim. You got to look at what you did. You put your son in a bad situation. He got to live with the fact that he unalived somebody. That young man at 14 years old is going to need counseling. He's going to need for professional help. That is not an easy thing for a young man at 14 years old pulling a trigger. Oh yes, he was honorable. Oh yes, he did a great justice defending his mother. But we got to think about that young man. And that young man got to live with the fact that he blew away somebody. We still lost another black man and might lose another life. It's not easy to kill. That little boy is, yes. And I don't hear people talk about this shit. The victim is the young man. The victim is the young man who had nothing to do with his mama's argument. Has nothing to do with her behavior and that man's behavior. They both were bad behavior. They both were fucking bad behavior. Both of them were embarrassing to our people. I'm sick of this shit. When I used to go in New Orleans and we go to these restaurants that we lined up in line. And motherfuckers cussing each other out. You skip me. You skip me. Motherfucker go get a gun and shit. Over food. Fighting over. Some motherfuckers fighting over Popeye's chicken. Y'all let that chicken get y'all ass. Fighting over Popeye's chicken. Soon as I ain't never forget when they came out with that damn chicken sandwich. Motherfuckers unaliving each other over some Popeye's chicken. We got to be the most goofiest motherfucking people. We gotta be the most idiotic motherfucking people. You skip me. You can skip me. I don't give a damn. Let the motherfucker skip you. I mean, goddamn, over food. We got to be the lowest motherfuckers. And I'm sorry. I'm talking about it. I'm talking about my people because I can. And I'm not making excuses because it's just unbelievable. It's despicable how we treat each other. Motherfucker step on each other's shoes. Motherfucker about to blow your head off. We gotta get rid of that dog shit culture. That's the culture that we should not be embracing. We should not be embracing this terrible culture. That is a culture that embarrasses us. It's bullshit. Facts. This stuff is going on with our people today. It's killing our history. And that's why everybody keep looking at ourselves dice. That's why people fear us. That's why people talk so much shit about us. And we don't sit here and call it out. We got to call the fuckery out. And the bottom line is our behavior is we got to call out bad behavior as a whole. And I'm not going to point finger on the dead man, and I'm not going to praise the woman. They both put each other at risk. They both were disrespectful to each other, and they were an embarrassment to our people. And we need to pray for that young man. We got to pray for that young man. That young man did not deserve that. He has to have counseling. He has to have people that's willing to talk to him because right now, it's a nightmare that he has to live. It's a nightmare that he has to live. 14 years old. And once you kill, you may kill again. Once you kill, you can kill again. It's not nothing you want to put on a 14-year-old. So people need to stop praising that shit, man. We lost a black man, and we probably lost a young man mentally, and it's bad. And by no means I am defending that idiot. that feminine idiot. And it's just, I just want people to understand that. I am not defending that. I refuse to do it. I'm not defending him for his poor charge. For him, he is a bitch. He punching that woman like that. The Lord, look, I just know not to be in places like that. I'm glad, if I'm, the right people don't never be in places like that. Because see, masculine men, real men, he wouldn't have done no shit like that. And like I said, I'm so disappointed in the OG that sat up in there and could have got in the middle and said, look, young man, that's not what you do. Mexican Dream, you said, I'm black, my brother. Okay, shout out to you, Mexican Dream. I'm a part of the, okay, shout out to you. We welcome to have you. We're welcome to have you, brother. You said, I went to prison for 6 months and I joined the black. Okay. Well, with a shout out to you, my brother. I've been telling people, don't get mad when people start putting signs up and saying no blacks allowed. Yeah. They're gonna go back to them days again, where they had whites only and colors only, and y'all want that shit. We don't know how to act, and then we got to talk about this shit. And like I said, they didn't have no protection. You didn't see the owners come out trying to protect that sister. And y'all steady give y'all money. I stopped buying from these Arabs. I stopped buying from these Chinese people. I stopped doing it. The Asian community, you're not getting my money. You're not getting my money, damn it. These ones who are in our communities who don't give a damn about us. I'm sick of. We gotta stop. Look, it's time for us to start supporting their ass too. Some people don't give a damn about us. Never have. It's like that Asian guy ran one of our people. Ran and shot the brother for no reason. We sitting up there supporting these motherfuckers. Don't give a damn about us. These people put the worst. They put the worst meat in your community. Them Arabs, they put the worst meat. Flies and shit be all over. They call that a meat special. Shout out to David Bell. They call it a meat special. They got steroids they're putting in the food. They're up there doing all kind of shit, synthetic weed. They're out there unaliving our people with food situations. They're out there beating our people in the store saying they steal. That makes me sad deeper. Yes, and we make everybody rich. And we don't understand that's why we're dead fucking last. And we're going to stay last. Because we ain't trying to build with each other. We ain't trying to get rich with each other. We still living under Jim Crow. We still living under Jim Crow. We still jealous of one another. We don't want to see another motherfucker get ahead. And we going to keep spending our money to foreign people. We going to keep giving we going to keep on making them rich. And we going to steady being last. And you're going to keep on buying their chicken. All them fucking steroids and shit. They're going to keep on doing the same shit. I'm serious. And I'm sorry. We haven't woken up yet. We constantly support. I remember a time when we were supporting FUBU. Brothers and sisters were proud to wear FUBU. Next thing you know, you stop wearing FUBU because you had to wear Gucci. You're making Gucci rich. You're making everybody rich. We Americans. And we make everybody rich. They come into this land. Don't even respect us. Putting us out of their stores. Arresting us. Accusing us of stealing. Somebody always watching your ass. And you make them rich. They don't go in YT communities. They come in your communities. They're all in your community. They're Africans. African people. When they come down, they blend in with us. They become doctors off of our tax dollars. They become lawyers. And then you know what the Africans, they make their money, they be in North Dakota. You know where they bring their money back to? Their countries. They make their money and they bring it back to their people. And we like to say we the same. All skin folks ain't kin folks. All skin folks ain't kin folks. FDA approved lab meat. Lab meat. Which what they doing now, they are doing what they're doing, they're basically cloning fucking meat. You're eating clone fucking meat. Joe Biden passing bills to put that in your fucking system. Talking about they got a shortage of animals. They got a shortage of animals. And no, it ain't got no shortage of animals. Y'all trying to unalive the animals. Y'all what they trying to do, and I'm gonna let y'all know what else they doing. Y'all better wake the fuck up. Another thing that they're doing, they're trying to stop you from going to feed stores for getting seeds. Seeds is the cheapest way of growing your own vegetables, and they want to knock all that shit off. Shout out to Bright More, and I want people to understand these things. Okay? When I was young, they had apple trees, pear trees, banana trees, peach trees, misbelieve trees. They call them Japanese plums, fig trees. The community was never hungry. The community was never hungry. Our mothers would make our ass go outside in the summer. We would go outside first thing in the morning, and we couldn't come back until 12 noon for lunchtime. But until then, we were eating from them trees, cherry trees, strawberry trees. We were eating from them fucking, we had berries. We would climb trees getting pears. Trees were everywhere. And now, as I became an adult, I'm 48 years old, and you can't find barely no fucking trees. Love you all, Brightmore. Just come to show love, cuz. Get more prayers for my mom. Oh man, I'm definitely praying for your mother, man. Inbox me Brightmore on Instagram. I'm definitely praying for you, Brightmore. You know, I went through that with my mother. You know, I'm still going, you know, never got over that. But if you need me, just go to my Instagram and I'll leave my phone number, brother. Love you, brother. Definitely prayers for you and your mother. Love you, brother. And I want people to understand this. Y'all got to understand what I'm telling you. You have to understand that these are the things. Water supplies. We were landowners. That's why we talk about genealogy. We were landowners. We were farmers. All of us didn't come from Africa. Some of our people were already here on Turtle Island. We were landowners. We developed our own water source. There were our people. See, they told you about Tulsa, Oklahoma. There were many more Tulsa, Oklahomas. Every time we picked ourselves up by the bootstraps, they dropped bombs on it. Rosewood, Florida. And it was always a YT woman involved. You guys got to understand that we even own Beach. Bruce Beach. One of the brothers, he owned Bruce Beach. And for his children, they took it from him. He won it back in court. His children, and they sold it back to the YT people. This is why we can't get generational wealth. Because every time we claim what belongs to us, we sell it right back to their ass. We don't understand how to gain generational wealth. How many of you brothers and sisters got policies? How many of you brothers and sisters got life insurance That is a form of generational wealth that you're supposed to leave for your children. And these are the things that how many of you guys could sit there and say that I can pass something down to my family? We got many brothers who pass away, don't leave their people. You remember Ezel, the brother who played on Friday, they called him Ezel? I got Johnson, I think his last name Johnson. That brother then, he had to get a GoFundMe. The brother passed away in his 50s. They had to do a GoFundMe for that brother. We're not leaving anything. And it's sad. It said, I trace my history. I know how I am indigenous, not African. None of us are African. We all got sucker punched. And we believe that we all, and that's, I told them that they are disrespecting Africa. Y'all disrespect Africa when y'all sit there and think that them warriors was just letting people take them and defeat them. Y'all disrespect Africa. Africa is a continent of many, many countries. And America is a continent of many countries. We just call them states here. But these are miniature countries. From Canada to South America. This is a continent as well. This was called the old world. This was the old world. Things was told to you in reverse. A lot of you guys gotta understand that they don't want that. There's a reason why your ass can't be deported. There's a reason why your ass ain't deported like other people, not taken off this land. There's a reason why you have been reclassified multiple times. They called your people Indian. They called your people Negro, Afro-American, color, mulatto, Afro-American, African-American, black, color. You're the only people that have been reclassified that many times to keep on for this delusion, to keep on change. They keep fucking your brain up, keep making you believe you're the only people, family. You're the only people. And you got sucker punched into believing that you've been told something that's not true, family. And the people that they're calling Native Americans, the same people that they're calling Native Americans, these people are foreigners. These people come from Mongolia. These people come from Siberia. Some of these people are Mexicans, Spaniards. Some of these people some of these people are all over, are Eskimos, Alaskans. So these people are part of the Asiatic people. These are Asian people. And they just had a Chinese who sat there and say, yes, the Native Americans are a part of us. They just had a brother, a Chinese brother that got up on TikTok and said, yes, they are from us. So how they are native to this land? The word Native American means that you're native to a land. You could be a YT person that was born here. You could be an African that was born here. Anybody that's born in a land is called native. When you got a person that plays football and he plays for the NFL, they're going to say he's a native man of California. He's a native man of Mississippi. He's a native man of Florida. He's a native. Native doesn't mean anything special. But Aborigine means that you are the original inhabitant of the land. And there's an Aborigine man, like Malcolm X says, Aborigine of all, there's an Aborigine person in every continent. In every continent, there's a person that is dark. There is no dark. There's no light that comes before dark. There's no, I don't give a damn. Y'all might look at me, I'm a little light-skinned, but there's no light skin that comes before dark. I don't give a damn how you feel, how emotional you feel. Your light skin does not make you the first. The first, you all come from dark. Every man come from dark. Every woman come from dark. Dark is the creation of all. We all come from dark. And if you would get past your racism and understand that deep down inside, that's what it's all about. That you have a hatred for dark skin. A lot of you have a hatred of your for dark skin. And there's a lot of melanated brothers who hate their own skin. I remember Michael Jackson talking about he don't like his nose. I remember Michael Jackson talking about he don't like his skin. He was a young boy talking about this very young. And then all of a sudden, Michael Jackson started changing himself because he had self-hatred for himself. There are many Michael Jackson. Don't tell me about his skin disease. He got skin disease because he kept messing around trying to bleach himself. Okay? He didn't like himself. There was many brothers like that. All of a sudden, over the years, they get lighter. All these dark brothers that look like Kuta Kinte, they're all of a sudden, they're light-skinned all of a sudden. I know my eyes ain't fucking me up. I go up there and I watch these shows, and a brother that looked at dark, all of a sudden he light. In Africa, they bleaching their skin. All of these Africans, self-hatred, being colonized in their own land. They're carrying Asian men on their back. They carrying their oppressor on their necks, on their back. Y'all don't understand these things. They're bleaching their skin. Look at how they've been bleaching their skin in Jamaica. Yes. Yes. Self-hatred. I love my fat-ass nose. I love my big-ass lips. I love my woolly hair. That's why y'all ass ain't getting. You ought to be proud that you got woolly hair. You ain't got you ain't got bugs and shit in your hair. It's a defensive mechanism. You're not going to get lice. Lice is not going to be hanging all in your hair. You ought to be proud of who you are. You ought to love who you are and understand that. Which is disrespect to my lighter. Yeah, they have a lot of light-skinned brothers, or who sit there who don't like theyself. They got a lot of light-skinned brothers. They can't stand theyself. But I love me some me. I'm a red brother who love me some me. I love me some me. I'm a Creole Indian. I love both sides of me. And a lot of brothers don't like themselves. You know? And it is what it is. If you black and not using grease, you will get lice. Well, you might be right on that. But I did know that you gotta be around motherfuckers to get it. You gotta be around motherfuckers to get it, you know? My grandmother would have whipped my ass if I said I was African. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. Well, you know, Dice, I know you Creole. You look just like me, man. That's my twin, y'all. Dice TV, my twin. That's my brother there. I'm going to let this live go. But the message today, remember, the message today is we got to teach our women that they can't be fighting these men. That they gotta if they're not around another man that's gonna protect them. I'm not telling you to be quiet and be weak, but it could have ended up bad for the young lady. It still ended up bad because her son had to defend her, and we gotta be very careful because there's a lot of these young men out here that's weak. There's a lot of weak ass men out here, and they putting their hands on these women like it ain't nothing. Okay, so much love to you guys. You know, it is what it is. You said my neighbor kid had lice, and letting them little white girls at the school comb their hair with the comb, and she infected. Yeah, wow. That's like bed bugs, Dice. That's like bed bugs. You know we don't get bed bugs naturally, but you do know that that they can bring that shit into your house. We don't naturally get bed bugs. That's not naturally what comes from us, okay? And I want people to understand that. That don't naturally come from us, you know? So, and also remember, y'all remember that we've been doing that dollar cash app. Y'all hit that cash app, Cheap Peanut Nola 504, a dollar cash app. We've been trying to seeing if I'm gonna get a little love. It's the dollar cash app. Y'all supporting Cheap Peanut Nola 504. If you don't have it, it's okay. Just share the video. Share the video. Hit the likes. Okay. Much love to you guys. I gotta get out of here. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much for all the support. Love you guys. I'm out.